Hey there, friends. So let's talk octaves. Pages 38 and 39 in your book for your Texas All-State Etudes for this year. If you have the book, it looks like this. If not, pretty sure you've been given a copy of it. Okay, this is the etude we're looking at. So the first thing you did when you opened up this one is you probably saw the octaves and you freaked out a little bit because clarinet players, we hate octaves. It's not our thing. We're not very good at it. It's harder on our instrument than it is for others. So let's have 5 seconds of being upset about it. Good, now we're gonna stop being upset about it and we're gonna move forward, okay? So let's all look together. Let's find measure 38, okay? This is the one good solid 3 measures actually of octaves. And we're just gonna look at the first measure and I'm going to show you how I practice things like this. You're gonna find lots of etudes out there that show everyone playing this at blazing speeds, and that's all well and good for you to know what to look for in the end. That's not helping you right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna help you right now, okay? First of all, once you get your metronome, you have to use a metronome. You have to use a metronome. Pick it up, put it on 50. I'm gonna put mine on 50. Had a bit of a freak out moment, we're good now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to take the first 2 notes. I called it a slur set because we slur from C to C, okay? I'm gonna take those 2 notes and I'm gonna play them as if they're quarter notes. I'm gonna slur one into the other, then I'm gonna rest for 2 beats. So you're gonna hear C, C, rest, and rest. Step 1, here we go. Rest and rest. Now during that rest and rest period, what I'm going to do is look at the next 2 notes, which are D to D, okay? So this time I'm going to play C, C, rest and rest, D, D, rest and rest, okay? Join me here. Ready and go. Rest, think D's. There you go. Now you get the right idea. We're going to keep going through this measure, okay? We're going to do the whole measure like this together. So, first note, second note, rest and think. Third note, fourth note, rest and think. On and on and on. All right, together. 1 and 2 and ready. Here we go. Now D. Now C's. Now B's. Now C's. Back to B. Very good. Excuse my squeak. It's gonna happen, and if I try to do one of these without a squeak, it'll never happen. So, meh, it is what it is. Sorry about that, guys. So, that's what I did first. This is my first step, okay? On 50, I'm gonna get good at that, and I'm gonna bump it up. So let's do this together. Let's say we're gonna go to 60 now. Not much faster. Here we go. Ready? And set. Here we go. Rest and look. Rest, look ahead. Rest, look ahead. Look ahead. Look ahead. Stop. All right, now one thing that I'd like to address before we go any further, I should have done this at the beginning. You need to decide right now what pinkies you want to use for these break crosses, okay? Personally, I feel that if you can use your right pinky whenever possible, you should do that. One of the big clarinet rules, or any other woodwinds, honestly, is to keep all the motion in the same hand as much as possible, okay? So for example, I'll try to get a little closer so you can see. So we're gonna go C to C, right pinky, D to D, C back to C, right pinky. All right, from here, we're gonna go B natural middle to B natural over here. It's better to go from this C lifted and then to this B back here than it is to try to go cross over to the left, or even to do both of them, because then you could get a little badoop there. We don't like badoops, they're weird. All right. So in this entire etude, from what I've noticed, for the most part, 99% of the time, I want you to try your best to use your right pinky. Now in the end, if it's clean, and if I'm behind a screen judging you and I can't see your fingers and it sounds good, whatever. I'm not gonna police your fingerings, but I am gonna tell you that this is the best method for you to use, okay? All right, so now we've gone through that and you've upped your metronome. Let's say you've done this several times and now you're up to 100 and you've played C, C, rest, rest, D, D, rest, rest. You've got it, you're good. All right, now we're gonna back off. We're gonna go back to 50. And I know you're like, what? No, I'm playing fast. No, you're playing 2 notes at a time fast. So what we're gonna do, now we're gonna play 3 notes at a time, okay? And those of you that have had lessons with me before, or had me as a teacher before, you know that this is what I call the group plus a note method, okay? This is the way that I teach everyone to practice. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play 3 notes, okay? I'm gonna go C, C, D, stop. That's it, 3 notes. It's gonna sound like this. And that's it, 3 notes, okay? Now for the next set, I'm going to start on the same note that I ended on. Listen to that again. I just now played notes 1, 2, 3. For the next one, I'm starting on note 3, which is the D, and I'm playing 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to stop and rest and play 5, 6, 7. See the pattern here? Okay. So I'm going to go C, C, D, rest and think, stay, D, D, C, rest and think, C, C, B middle, rest and think, B middle, B on the right, C, rest and think. Okay, we're gonna finish the whole measure like that. Let's you and me, let's do this together. Here we go. 1 and 2. Ready, quarter notes. Go. Rest. 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 I'm going to do that until I get it right a couple, 3 times, okay? Then we're going to up our metronome. While we're going slow, I'm going to move in bigs. So I'm going to go to 60 right now. But as we get faster, you're not going to be able to jump by 10s. You're going to have to shorten that gap, okay? So here we go at 60 all together. Ready, set, same thing, go. Fast forward through practice, you've gone to 65, you've gone to 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, okay? You keep doing this until you mess up, until you can't go any faster at all. Okay, let's go. Here's 90, okay? So eventually you'll be up here. Okay, keep going faster. When you're good at that, maybe you go back slow again, but you break it into 8th notes this time. So instead of quarter, quarter, note, you're gonna go 8th, 8th note, rest, boom, 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 rest, boom, boom, boom. You're gonna keep doing this again and again. It's repetition, it's muscle memory. This is how you conquer the octaves. Not by trying to play it fast until you get it right. It's never gonna work that way. All right, so once you've done that well, and you've gotten your grouping method, you're doing 3 notes at a time, I want you to switch it up. I want you to go to another odd number. Do 5 notes at a time. C, C, D, D, C, and rest. C, C, B, B, C, and rest. do something like that. Or maybe you want to do 7 notes at a time. Maybe you want to do a whole grouping at a time, okay? But what we just did, starting slow, adding a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, back it off again, change your method, back it off again, change your method, okay? This is how you train your fingers to know where to go. Another thing that you can do is change the rhythm. You can swing or dot the rhythm, okay? So for example, after you've gone through all of this and you're really good at that method, maybe now you add yourself playing it in a swing or in a dot. Or switch that around again. Whatever it takes to change up your practice routine, because if it's monotonous and it's the same thing over and over again, you're gonna get so bored and you're not gonna wanna practice anymore. So do what you can to change it up. One of my good friends who's a professional player, she actually plays measures backwards sometimes just to kind of change everything up a little, and it seems to work for her, okay? So in the meantime, that's what I want you to be doing right now. I really want you to mega focus on these octaves, because this is the hardest part of this etude, is the octaves. And it's best to practice the hard stuff now. I know what you want to do. You want to play the easy stuff and you want to blaze through it. You want to show off how good you are. Good. I'm glad you can play the easy parts. That's wonderful. But that's not going to get you to All-State. You got to be able to play all of it. So start with the hard stuff now. Start with your octaves now on this etude and on, I think the third one has some as well. And you just need to calm down, take a breath, learn to love the octaves, okay? It's like that annoying person that you can't stand in class. They bug you, they annoy you, but you gotta learn how to get along with them, right? That's the octaves. And once you get to know them, I bet you'll end up liking them. All right, guys, if you have any questions, any concerns, you can email me or you can text me. Ask your directors to get hold of me. I'm here to help, okay? All right, be good, be kind to each other. Love you all, bye.